Hello, it's Nikki. I've got some aspirational joggers on today. Can I do? No, I was going to do a funny stretch there. We're not there. It's fine. I'm a personal branding coach. I'm a writer, a speaker, a podcaster, an actor. Today I want to talk about, I want to share something first, and then I want to encourage you to do the same. So the thing I want to share is I'm putting my prices up. And the challenge that I want to set you is to look at your prices and then think about whether you need to increase them. And if you do, to set a deadline and actually do it. So over the years, pricing has been a really emotive thing for me. And it's something I've really battled with. Just being honest, just being transparent, because in the beginning when I started this, I sort of didn't have a template. I didn't have anything to follow. And what I would find is, because I didn't necessarily operate from a place where I'd be like, yeah, I'm just going to charge that. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I wasn't betting on myself in the beginning. I didn't have experience to fall back on. I would go way under, like awful way under. And I would do free work all the time. I would travel across London. I would give so much of myself. And I just got burnt out. I got really tired. And over time, I have really worked at my money mindset about charging and about charging properly for what it is that I do. Because this is the thing, when we're in a service-based business, it's not just a transactional thing in that moment. You are quite often having a lasting effect. And what that means is the work that maybe somebody would do with me in a Pick My Brain session, they're not just paying for the hour, they're paying for the result. They're paying for what that's going to do for their business going forward. And when I think about the investment I've made to work with a coach for a year, when I think about the amount of money that I'm paying her over the year, it's a scary amount. It's an amount that I can't even speak. It's an amount that is making me sweat slightly. However, I know from doing this work that the likelihood is I will make that money back in a month. So in the way that she's working at, and she's shortcutting that process for me, she is well within her right to be able to condense all of that information so I can consume it. And one thing that I want to share with you, which I don't say too often, but I want you to hear it, is you will think that giving something away for free or lower cost will be more appealing to people, that it will be an easier sell. But I'm here to say my strategy sessions and my monthly packages are way easier to sell than my £20 shop. And what can happen is people look in the £20 shop, they might go forward and backwards and be like, oh, I was thinking about this, I don't know which one it is, and all the rest of it. And I can hear that money mindset, because they're like, £20, oh my goodness, it better be good for £20. And the truth of the thing is quite often there have been times where lots of people have spent £20 on a round of drinks, or in like a petrol station on the way home, buying random food, or a taxi, or, this is what we're talking about here. And so what that suggests to me sometimes when people are hesitant is they're sort of dabbling. They're in and out, they've got other stuff going on, and they're not ready to do that. However, the difference when I do my strategy days, when I do my monthly packages, there's a sense that people are all in. Yes, Nikki, send me the payment details. I'll make the payment. I'm so excited for this. I'm ready. Ooh, where are we going to meet? These are the 18 things that I want to get done, etc. And with that comes results. You know, none of us get to skip the work. None of us wake up feeling like we know what it is to be an entrepreneur. We have to go through some really ugly lessons sometimes in order to get to where we want to go. And I know that so many women feel like they're being kind by being cheaper or being reasonable or being at the lower end of what their market is charging, and they feel like they're going to get more customers by doing that. And that's really great on one level, and that's why I have my menu of services. You know, there are some people that I know £20 is a big consideration that they need to think about in terms of spending something. But I also know that if I don't regularly increase my prices that match the level of experience, the level of expertise that I have, I'm doing myself a disservice. But again, it's not just myself a disservice. It's my close friends and family. It's my children. I'm not spending enough time with them because I'm feeling burnt out, or I'm trying to do all of the things, or I'm not able to I hate that expression, but I'm not able to invest in certain systems or situations, so I'm doing it all manually to make it a cheaper option, because maybe there are certain times where I'm not charging enough in order to provide the service, if you know what I mean. So my prices are increasing. Any questions you want to ask me about this, feel free to do so. But I want to bring up this conversation of pricing. Do you feel like you are charging enough for what your clients, your customers receive? Do you have enough wiggle room in order to make this work properly? And when I say properly, I mean so something is living, your business, your brand is living, breathing, gives you wiggle room, gives you rest, gives you options, gives you time and space and creativity to think, to process, to reflect, to enjoy? Or are you just constantly feeling like you're hitting the barrier of the end of your bank account, or the end of your, like, you almost get to that point where you have to ugly cry and then go to bed? Or are you just consumed by your business and your brand, where you're opening up your laptop and you're like, oh my God, I don't know where to start? I'm not necessarily feeling that right now, but I have been in the past, and I have noticed those patterns, and it has taken a lot of work around this money thing. And I know the next question might be, well, how much should I charge then? And that's a different question altogether, and something, you know, if you've got questions on that, please ask me. But it's not going to be a set amount, like that is the perfect amount. It's going to be about what feels good, because if it feels good, you know the value, then you'll be able to sell it. So those are my questions for you today. And also, please, as a final point, recognize the amount of training, the amount of work, the amount of new experiences, learnings that you can bring on board to support your client going forward. So I take my own self-development really seriously, and I'm always working and thinking and, you know, upping my game. And so therefore that needs to be reflected in the price that I charge for people. And also, one thing I've realized is it's taken me 20 years professionally doing this to get to the point where I can shortcut this process to a much shorter period of time for somebody else. So somebody is not paying me for my hour, they are paying for that process. Hopefully that has given you food for thought. Please let me know if you want to book a free 15-minute session, or if you want to have a look at my pricing £20 course, that might be really useful for you as well. I'll leave the links down below. Have a little look-see. Any questions, come back to me, and I'll speak to you soon.